From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Wednesday morning. Right now you're taking a live look at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of Yakima Federal. You see clouds rolling in. Also, if you squint your eyes, you can see a little bit of light haze up in the skies. The haze mainly situated over the lower Columbia Basin, Blue Foothills and Blue Mountains. This is going to skirt off towards the east a little bit later this morning and maybe even into the early afternoon, but we'll show you that kind of coming up later in the show. Right now, temperatures in the 50s, 60s, and even some 70s for lower elevations, right at 70 for the Hanford site, so quite mild / even warm out there, but 40s in the Cascades, 50s for the Blues. Winds already starting to pick up for the basin and in the Kittitas Valley. They're especially going to ramp up after 3 p.m. this afternoon. Your day planner forecast for today for lower elevation 70s and 80s as soon as 11 a.m. and we're still mostly going to be in the 70s and 80s at the peak of daytime heating. So the bottom line for the forecast, mostly normal highs through Sunday, a few exceptions to that rule, but substantially hotter for the beginning of next week and unfortunately keeping the forecast mostly dry. I'll especially touch on this second point coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, firefighters making progress on the Barstow fire. This morning, containment is up. Evacuation orders have been lifted. We'll let you know what crews have planned next.
And a stolen e-bike, vacuums, and much more. Police say 2 suspects were caught red-handed with over $2,000 in stolen goods. We have what led officers straight to the culprits.
And reports of people shooting birds on the Yakima River causing concern. Deputies all saying it's a part of a federally approved research project. What they're studying and why it matters. All coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott, and we have a follow-up on a fire we've been following closely for the last couple days.
That's right, and this one's the Barstow fire out of Walla Walla County, where crews have made major progress. And firefighters wrapped up containment lines Tuesday, bringing that fire to 97% of containment.
Yeah, crews spent most of the day yesterday mopping up hot spots with the fire's perimeter. Conditions improved, so management of the fire will transition back to Walla Walla's North County Fire District now.
State mobilization crews will also begin heading home this morning, and about 110 personnel were still on the scene as of yesterday. The fire burned just over 1,500 acres north of Prescott.
Now, air quality remains good. Evacuation orders have been lifted. As you remember, this fire started just after 5:30 Saturday evening and spread quickly, but thanks to a strong response, it is now largely under control.
Now to a crime alert from the Kennewick Police Department. What started as a robbery call at Walgreens ended with 2 people in custody and many stolen items recovered from multiple stores. Police were called to the Walgreens on Clearwater Avenue yesterday morning after a suspect had run away. Officers set up a perimeter around the nearby Econo Lodge Motel, and a canine track led them to a blue van. That car matched a description from a separate theft at a Target from the day before, and that's where more than $2,000 worth of merchandise was stolen. Police identified the suspects as Seth Walliser and his accomplice as Jessica Usmanova. Both were taken into custody, and a search warrant for the motel room and a van turned up items from both crimes, including an e-bike, vacuums, and phone chargers. Both suspects are now booked in the Benton County Jail.
And the Bay County Sheriff's Office is addressing some community concerns following reports of unusual activity near Horn Rapids Park. Deputies responded to reports of people shooting waterfowl in the Yakima River. But once they got there, they made contact with a group of Yakima Nation biologists who were permitted to harvest migratory birds, specifically pelicans. They're doing this as a part of a research project. The team has all the required permits from the State Department of Fish and Wildlife and even from federal officials, and they've confirmed that this activity is legal. The research is a part of an effort to help protect the local salmon population. Biologists are expected to continue their work in the area for another couple of weeks.
The city of Pasco is taking a closer look at fluoride in its drinking water. Council members recently voted to launch a study on the effects of removing fluoride, a move that's sparked by growing health concerns, particularly about children's development. Fluoride has been part of Pasco's water supply since 1998, but some officials now question its safety.
This was brought up 8 years ago prior to me being on council, and they were looking to remove it at that time as well. And so that's where we're at. So last night we discussed some social media and outreach campaign items, such as putting narratives and literature over on the utility bills. We're going to also be calling people, leaving messages. We're going to have a social media posting on Facebook next door. So we're going to get the information out there. There's also going to be a survey.
Councilman Perales also plans to host a public comment session and even go door to door over the next few months.
Well, the city of Yakima is working on a project meant to improve conditions for underserved communities. Just yesterday, the city started constructing some new water and wastewater systems in the northeast area of the city. Water and irrigation engineers say that the new system will be an improvement for residents and that these public services are essential. The project will cost over $2 million, funding that comes from a grant. Work in the south central area of Yakima will start in October, and the project is expected to be completed by February of next year.
And the Port of Benton is making progress with its plans for a new intermodal facility in North Richland, and the facility, which will sit on about 500 acres of land, was recently acquired through a land swap with the city of Richland. It's centered around an existing rail loop and will help move things more efficiently between trucks and trains, also helping support local industries and boosting the regional economy. However, port officials say it could be a big piece in bringing more business to the Tri-Cities.
And that's really the benefit, is having one of these key pieces to some of these customers. Could be a Walmart or a Target or anything that's looking to really build.
Construction isn't expected to begin until late next year or even 2027. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, after nearly 4 weeks at large, the Kittitas County Sheriff's Office has shifted their focus in the manhunt for Travis Decker, and we'll have the latest developments on that search just ahead.
But first, giving you that live look outside this morning from our Yakima Federal camera here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. The sun is up and shining. Just how warm will it get today? Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth will let us know after the break.
When you own your own business, you own every decision. And with over $2,500 in annual value, now own the card that rewards you for it. Introducing the business card that gives back all you put in. The new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business.
This 4th of July, celebrate the freedom to roam with Broadmoor RV, where every mile brings you closer to what matters most. From family road trips to quiet nights under the stars, your next adventure starts here. Proudly serving the Northwest with unbeatable selection, service, and spirit. This Independence Day, go further, dream bigger, and drive free. Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun.
Hey, your homework done?
Yep.
Hey, is your homework done?
This kind of is homework. So, what do you think?
I'm so proud of you. Can I play some more?
Is all your work done?
Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. Each time you play, you're helping students statewide.
At US Cellular, we created an event to celebrate our customers, like Luana here, called Us Days.
Yeah, they give us special rewards and exclusive deals in everything. It almost feels like we're part of a cool club together.
Sure does.
Slide Connect. Woo, woo, woo. Hug, shake.
Us Days just got bigger. All customers get a free phone with no trade-in.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
When you own your own business, you own every decision. And with 8 times points on Chase Travel, now own the card that rewards you for it. Introducing the business card that gives back all you put in. The new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Big spread of temperatures this morning in Kittitas County, 47 for Snoqualmie Pass, 65 for Vantage, 63 in Ellensburg. Then in the Yakima Valley, we're spanning from 54 to 64, 54 for Yakima, 64 in Union Gap. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, already at 70 degrees this morning up towards the Hanford site, 69 in the Tri-Cities. Then for the Blue Foothills, most of us in the 60s, the exception to that Heppner, 58 degrees, and then 40s and 50s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Here's your CoCast for today for the Tri-Cities. If you did need a jacket for this morning, it would be a very light jacket, and all throughout the rest of the day, t-shirt weather is going to win out as high temperatures, yes, cooler compared to yesterday, but still about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. It means 80s and 90s for lower elevations, low 80s in the Kittitas Valley, mid 80s for the Yakima Valley and Walla Walla County foothills, and then around 90 for the lower Columbia Basin, including places like the Tri-Cities and Hermiston. Okay, you saw those icons, a little bit hazy. It's not going to be oppressive haze. In fact, it's going to be fairly light. By 8 this morning, still mainly situated on top of the basin and the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains. Around lunchtime, still some stuff lingering, especially in the Blue Foothills and mountains, but come time for 4 p.m., I'm thinking the skies are going to be clear, at least of smoke, but we will have clouds. And then as we head into next week, we're going to shift modes. We're going to start to flirt with heat wave territory. I'll tell you just how hot it could be by the beginning of next week, coming up in a few minutes.
2 minutes after 6 now, and in continuing coverage, the search for Travis Decker has now entered its 4th week.
But Kittitas County law enforcement officials say there is no certain evidence that the man accused of killing his 3 daughters is alive or even in the area.
And this all comes just days after the memorial was held for Olivia, Evelyn, and Peyton. Here's the latest.
Still no sign of Travis Decker. What are you going to do next? You're really stuck between a rock and a hard place, no question about it. The Decker girls were found dead west of Leavenworth in Chelan County after they didn't return from a scheduled visit with their father. The search for him expanded into neighboring Kittitas County. You really want to catch this guy, and it's got to be incredibly frustrating not to be able to do that, to not know where he is or what's happened to him. Former King County Sheriff and King 5 law enforcement analyst John Urquhart says the decision by the Kittitas County Sheriff's Office to shift toward recovery mode was likely the right call. When you're not getting tips, when the dogs can't find him, when the helicopters can't spot him, I think the logical conclusion is either he's dead or he's out of the area. Investigators say Decker has mountain survival skills and advanced military training, but without concrete evidence, Urquhart says it's hard to keep sending crews into the wilderness. I really feel for the 2 sheriffs. They're looking at the resources. They're looking at the money that this is costing. They're looking at what their budget is. But somebody's got to make that tough, hard decision, and I'm sure there's a lot of their officers and detectives out there that don't want to quit. They want to keep looking for this guy. But without any sign of Decker, there may be no alternative. This case is going to haunt some of these detectives for a long time, whether they catch him or not.
Now, just Monday, the Kittitas County Sheriff's Office said that their top priority remains bringing Travis Decker to justice.
And they're asking residents to continue to stay alert, reminding the public that even small details or something that seems out of place could lead to a major breakthrough.
It's a story, of course, we'll continue to keep you updated on as we get more developments. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, we'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He will have your first alert forecast as we give you that live look outside this morning from our Yakima Federal Cam at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. It is 13 minutes after 6. We'll be right back.
Boom! Looks like T-Pain is too much for y'all.
Did I hear munch?
Sounds like someone's craving his new Munchie Meal.
Wait, do you just appear whenever somebody says munch?
Why, is that weird? Get T-Pain's new Tater Melt Munchie Meal.
Munch!
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino, your premier gaming destination. Experience the thrill of a Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Challenge your skills at our 16-lane bowling alley. Unwind with a drink at our cozy bar, or enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Last Frontier. The ultimate entertainment experience has something for everyone. Nob Hill Casino, where locals come to win.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. At my law firm, we have a team that knows big truck wrecks. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Call the heavy hitter. When I call the insurance companies, they listen. Hit by a big truck, I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Behold my Jack Wraps, 100% all-white meat grilled or crispy chicken with lettuce, cheese, and sauces, and a warm tortilla for just $3. And they're under 400 calories. So if your goal this year was to save money and eat healthy-ish, we got you.
Your husband bought
the Staten Island Ferry.
Connect live with Scarlett Johansson.
It's not a boat that you're like, ooh, like we're buying a boat.
Plus Jeffrey Wright.
Tomorrow at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Warm months bring dangerous storms, many with lightning.
With advanced forecasting technology, trust the First Alert Weather Team to keep you ahead of the storm and help keep your family safe.
Apple Valley News Now. First Alert Weather. Always on your side.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now. First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Again, a little bit of light haze for this morning, but I'm thinking as we head into the afternoon, most of that should be off the map. We'll have partly cloudy skies across the map and maybe even a few thunderstorms in the Blues and up in the Palouse and Whitman County. Okay, for today's highs, technically cooler compared to yesterday, but still 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. 80s and 90s for lower elevations, 60s up in the Cascades, 60s and 70s for the Blues. And it's already getting breezy or windy out there, but the peak time frame today, this is when we'll see the strongest gusts, going to be from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., especially in Lexington, Heppner, and in Ellensburg. Elsewhere, it's just going to be a bit breezy. And then for tonight, partly cloudy skies. Could have a few showers hanging on for dear life in the Blues. Also a few additional showers up in the Cascades. But in between the mountain ranges will be dry, partly cloudy skies in general. And we're not thinking that overnight lows are going to be nearly as mild as what we're seeing for this morning, but still mild with 50s for lower elevations, 40s in the Cascades, 40s and 50s in the Blues. For tomorrow, pretty much the exact same setup as it could be a bit breezy or windy in the morning, but the peak time frame is going to be from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. And once again, the windiest conditions going to be in Lexington, Heppner, and in the Kittitas Valley in Ellensburg. Elsewhere, still just some breezy weather. And the breeze is picking up because of a passing cold front. It's not going to do that much to our high temperatures. It'll drop us down by about 5 degrees into Thursday through Saturday, mostly seasonal stuff. And then Sunday, going to be the transitional day. By Monday and Tuesday, we could be up around 100 degrees in the Tri-Cities, maybe our second heat wave of 2025. Now, these numbers are subject to change given that it's 6 to 7 days out, but early indications are that we could be about 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. And to add insult to injury, it's just going to be very dry out there. A few little shower and thunderstorm chances up in the mountains through Friday, but for Saturday and beyond, even that's not going to be on the map. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities, cooling off for Thursday through Saturday, the transitional day on Sunday, then highs near 100 degrees for Monday and Tuesday. In Yakima, 80s through Saturday, low 90s on Sunday, then flirting with triple digits to start next week. In Ellensburg, windy through Friday, calmer winds but hotter highs for Saturday through Tuesday, especially on Monday. In Hermiston, highs in the mid to upper 80s through Saturday, mid 90s on Sunday, then around 100 for Monday and Tuesday. Then for Walla Walla, certainly very warm through Saturday, hot for Sunday, then into heat wave territory at the start of next week.
Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in your entertainment news, a Washington convention got a little too hands-on for one Netflix star, and Hollywood has lost a legend. Those headlines and more coming up next.
For over 4 decades, the art of fine catering has been perfected by CG Catering in Kennewick. Well known for their luxurious bites, lavish delights, and precision in every portion, CG Catering will grace any event from groups of 10 to 3,000. Meticulous menus with seamless service for all occasions is their tradition. From remote locations to their local event center, repeat clients provide ongoing rave reviews as a testament to the unforgettable memories they have inspired. Call CG Catering for your next celebration.
In an instant, your world can shatter. At Quantum Legal, we understand injuries can be an immense burden, taking a toll on your body and leaving you drowning in medical expenses. Battling insurance companies without legal representation will make matters worse. We are committed to advocating for your deserved compensation. Quantum Legal, where compassion meets justice.
Throw away your distance and reading glasses. Join Doctors Kopstein and King for a free live webinar this Thursday at noon and find out if RLE is right for you. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
The 4th of July sale is on now at More Furniture with explosive savings on premium mattresses. Choose from your favorites like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Sealy and save up to $600 on select premium mattress sets. Best of all, for a limited time, you'll get 72 months interest-free financing. That's 72 equal monthly payments, no interest, and no money down, plus free white glove delivery and removal of your old mattress. Visit More Furniture, where everyone gets more furniture for less.
Want to revolutionize your career in digital advertising? Then join our team at Apple Valley News Now. We're looking for people passionate about helping local businesses thrive in today's evolving market. Check us out now at morganmurphymedia.com/current-openings.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, sad news out of Hollywood as television and film actor Joe Marinelli has died.
Yeah, his agent saying that he had been battling throat and stomach cancer over the recent years. Marinelli's career spanned more than 4 decades.
His early career included roles in the mid-1980s on popular shows including Cagney Lacey, Hill Street Blues, and L.A. Law. He was a regular on the soap opera Santa Barbara.
More recently, he appeared on The Morning Show, and Marinelli was part of the cast nominated for a Screen Actors Guild Award in 2022 for Best Dramatic Ensemble. And now a little closer to home, police say one of the stars of Netflix's hit show Cobra Kai allegedly bit a fellow castmate at a convention right here in Washington.
Yeah, here's body cam footage from Puyallup Police. They say Martin Cove and Alicia Roche, known by her stage name Alicia Hannah Kim, were at SummerCon over the weekend. They say Cove grabbed Hannah Kim and bit her upper arm, nearly drawing blood. Hannah Kim and her husband reported the incident.
According to the report, Cove told officers he was play fighting and thought he was being funny. Hannah Kim told police she didn't want to press charges.
Cove apologized and was escorted out of the event.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
at least.
Yeah. In royal news, officials in the UK have unveiled the winning design for the late Queen Elizabeth II's official memorial.
Ooh, it'll be in St. James Park, London's oldest royal park, and the memorial will have landscaped gardens, a wind sculpture, and a translucent bridge that's evoking the tiara that the Queen wore on her wedding day.
A statue of the late monarch will stand beside an existing park entrance. A statue of her husband, Prince Philip, will stand next to the new Prince Philip Gate on the other side of the park.
Designs also plan to include a statue of the couple together.
Cute.
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah, even the video looks pretty. I'm excited.
All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Some big changes are coming to the Benton County Fairgrounds with upgrades designed to draw bigger crowds and bigger events. That's all coming up in your next half hour.
Okay, bye.
I met a cute poodle outside.
Oh, really?
She said everyone's talking about you and how you work for free. That can't be true.
Sure it is. When you're injured and have the heavy hitter on your team, we win or it's free.
Free?
Yeah. You don't pay us a penny unless we win for you.
That's doggone crazy.
Hello? Yeah, sure. That cute poodle you were talking to wants to have a play date.
Let's go.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
This is the Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattress, and it's designed to help you feel cool. So no more sweating all night, no kicking off the covers or blasting the air conditioning, because only the Tempur-Pedic Breeze is made with our one-of-a-kind cooling technology that pulls heat away from your body, so the mattress feels up to 10 degrees cooler all night long.
And for a limited time, save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
On behalf of STCU, we want to present you with this $1,000 check.
Brian is the regional logistics leader. He makes sure things are ready when it comes to disaster response.
I went out there and I really enjoyed what we were doing. We were handing meals out to people that were affected by the wildfires. And they were so appreciative, they were thankful. It just gave me a good feeling. I said, I got to do this some more.
STCU honors volunteers in our community. To nominate someone, click on Volunteers Count at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $4,500 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
At Good Shepherd, we're your primary care providers from the time your baby is born to caring for loved ones in older age. We're with your family every step of the way, with specialty services like kidney and heart care, urology, orthopedics, and cancer treatment. We provide the care you deserve close to home. And when life takes an unexpected turn, our urgent care team is here for you 7 days a week, because your health can't wait. Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by the Manthai Group Cross Country Mortgage.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, you don't seem like you're in a bad mood, so it's gone up.
Yes, it went up again. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 3-degree guarantee, sponsored by our good friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. Yesterday went with a forecast high of 93 in Pasco Tri-Cities and a verified at 95. That counts. Jackpot went up to $1,325. So for today, forecast high, a little bit cooler, 90 degrees in Pasco Tri-Cities. If it verifies between 87 to 93, jackpot's going to hit $1,350. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to AppleValleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Now what's on your screen is a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart, and from this vantage point you can definitely tell there's some light haze in the sky, but I think that the tail end of the haze is in the Yakima Valley. Most of it is situated on top of the basin, the Bluefoot Hills, and the Blue Mountains. This is going to be skirting off towards the east later this morning and into this afternoon as well. Right now temperatures in the 50s, 60s, and we've even been tracking some 70s already for lower elevation. 70 in Walla Walla. We're right on the cusp of 70 for places like Pendleton, the Tri-Cities, and up towards the Hanford site. Obviously much cooler up in the mountains, 40s in the Cascades, 50s in the Blues. Winds starting to pick up now, more noticeable breezes in the Kittitas Valley and the Lower Columbia Basin, also in the Blue Foothills. These are going to ramp up especially after 3 p.m. for today. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities. Again, we're thinking the haze is going to clear around lunchtime, but at that point, the clouds are going to enter the stage. And we're not going to have any rainfall from this, at least for lower elevations, but the clouds will be noticeable as we head into the afternoon. So for today, highs for lower elevations, about 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. I'll take you on that zone by zone tour of today's forecast and show you what vegetation dryness is looking like. So all that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Josh. We do start your half hour of news this morning with some new information coming in as big changes are coming for the Benton County Fairgrounds.
After more than 75 years as a community staple, the Fairgrounds and McDaniel Arena are set to get a major renovation aimed at preserving their legacy while also meeting the needs of a growing region.
Yeah, so this remodel is going to happen in 2 phases. The first already underway, and that includes $3 million in parking lot upgrades. Work should wrap up by this July. It'll improve accessibility, safety, and lighting for fairground visitors.
Phase 2 begins after the fair in August and includes a $12 million overhaul of the McDaniel Arena grandstand, and the plans include doubling seating capacity, modernizing the restrooms, and enhancing access to key amenities.
In local business news, a longtime pizza spot in Kennewick has officially closed for good. Hellfired Pizza, formerly known as The Rock Wood-Fired Pizza, has shut its doors after more than a decade of serving the community. The restaurant has operated for 11 years under its original name before rebranding. They did that about 1.5 years ago, and despite efforts to refresh the business and retain staff, owners say financial challenges ultimately forced the closure. The fully equipped restaurant space is now available for lease, with details available through the landlord.
In education news this morning, students in some Yakima, Kittitas, Grant, and Klickitat counties will soon have access to some new resources. Educational Service District 105 has received a 3-year grant to provide expanded mental health services in the schools that it serves. The grant will focus on prevention and early detection of mental health disorders, and some resources mentioned include preventative screening and referrals. Brandon Riddle, Assistant Director of Student Support, says this will help students focus on the classroom instead of struggling on where they can find help.
And that's our ultimate goal, is how to remove barriers for them to be successful in the classroom. We know that math and ELA and all those things are so important, but if kids don't show up ready to learn and in a space where they can learn, whether there's trauma in their past or just things they're dealing with in their life every day, if a kid shows up with food insecurities or dealing with anxiety or depression, they're not going to be the best learner in the classroom.
ESD 105 is working with school districts over the next year to plan out resources and create individualized plans.
Well, 6:31, we're learning more about the decision from the Findlay School District on their approval for a 4-day school week that will start this fall. School officials tell us the decision comes as the school continues to work through a $1 million budget shortfall. Despite the passing of the levy earlier this year, Superintendent Brian Long says savings still need to be made. He says this decision didn't come lightly and was debated heavily.
We began to research it from other school districts that are doing it. We found that there would be a cost savings to move to a 4-day school week, and the idea was really welcomed by the community. It was welcomed by the school board and welcomed by our staff, and so we pursued it.
So how does this change affect the students' activities like sports and extracurriculars? You can find all of that information up on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. Well, primary elections are still a couple of months away, but Walla Walla County dispatchers want voters to know about Proposition 1. It's a measure they say could help save lives.
Apple Valley News Now's William Albert has more details.
August 4th is Election Day, and for Walla Walla County dispatchers, a lot's on the line. Proposition 1 would create a 0.2% sales and use tax to help 911 operations, improve service, and provide dispatchers with better tools to do their jobs. Westcom manager Esther Click says Walla Walla is actually behind when it comes to funding 911 services compared to the rest of the state.
25 counties across Washington state currently that actually have this sales and use tax. For example, if our residents from Walla Walla County go to Columbia County, they're paying a sales and use tax for 911 operations currently.
Click also says this tax isn't about putting more pressure on local residents.
is not a tax that is meant to burden our residents. It's a tax that is meant to provide equitable funding and a platform where visitors can also provide funding to the 911 system as well as the residents.
One of the biggest challenges the tax would help solve: outdated equipment.
We have equipment, radio equipment that has been in place since 1997 and has not been upgraded or replaced. So what this new funding model can do is it provides the amount of funds for us to be able to operate, but in addition, it would allow us to update our equipment to a more reliable infrastructure that the citizens can rely on.
Proposition 1 would also help Walla Walla County invest in a potential new facility. This is very important, as dispatch officials tell me that often traffic noise from the street can often interfere when dispatchers are on call.
Located in the center of town, we have a lot of traffic noise. We're located in a facility which was built in 1971.
And if the current funding model continues, Click says the consequences could be serious.
For the current funding model, I can see that we will be severely impacted, and the services and customer service and the experience that people have when they call 911 may be impacted.
But for now, Walla Walla dispatchers just want voters to know, when it comes to emergencies, no financial cost outweighs the ability to help those in need. In Walla Walla, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
6:34 now, and it's a debate that's been making waves for years. What happens if the lower Snake River dams come down?
Well, Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen says WashDOT wants the public to weigh in on what that could mean for our highways, railroads, and freight routes.
WashDOT is giving people a closer look at what could be a major shakeup for transportation in eastern Washington if the lower Snake River dams are removed. The Washington State Department of Transportation is midway through a multi-year study. The big question: how would highways, freight routes, and railroads need to adapt if barges could no longer move goods along the river?
That's exactly what we're here to try to figure out. What we have basically is a model that we've developed that shows how wheat moves into and out of eastern Washington, obviously out of eastern Washington. About 70% of all the wheat that's grown in eastern Washington comes out by barge.
Jim Mayhew, the study lead for the Lower Snake River Dam, says phase 2 of the study is all about possibilities. From safety and logistics to roads, rails, and real-world costs, it's all about listening.
We were asked to study this issue as a result of the 2023 legislation that came through the legislature. So it's legislatively directed, and that started back in 2023.
These open houses don't have a formal presentation. Instead, folks are encouraged to stop by, look at the scenarios, ask questions, and give feedback. WashDOT is holding 3 events in Colfax, Pasco, and Clarkston, and are drop-in style with transportation planners ready to answer questions and take notes.
We're in the process of creating our scenarios right now. So are there ideas on the table from the public that they can think of that might help us kind of build additional scenarios? As I said, we've only got 2 scenarios we're looking at right now. We plan on running 4 total.
WashDOT will continue gathering input through the end of the year before final recommendations are made in 2026. The goal is to be ready for whatever decision is made about the dams. Reporting in Pasco, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
And WashDOT tells us they will be holding one more open house this week in Clarkston.
And if you can't attend that in person, there's also a virtual open house available online where you can submit your comments through the end of the year. Now, are you looking for a dog with the perfect mix of playfulness and calm? Well, stay tuned, because coming up next, we'll meet Sakti. He's an adorable tug-of-war champion, and he's ready to tug his way right into your heart.
But first, we want to give you that live look outside from our Bi-Mark camera in Yakima. When we come back, we'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth in your first alert forecast at 6:37.
Hello there, watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
This summer, Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos is heating things up with incredible savings on every piano in our showroom. Take advantage of special bundles on our digital models. Enjoy savings on both new and used options. Get up to $10,000 off on select grand pianos. Enjoy 0% financing for 12 months, and every purchase includes free delivery in Tri-Cities. The hottest part, Our 2-day summer sale event happens June 26th and 27th only. Turn up the heat and visit Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos today.
Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The record shows no driver at fault. However, we found footage which shows the other driver caused the wreck.
Nice job. What's the insurance company's offer?
You know it's too low. Should I ask them for more?
Thanks, Shelby. But you know when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Injured in a car wreck? Call the heavy hitter, Attorney Mariano Morales.
Prosser Memorial Health orthopedic surgeon Dr. Jeffrey B. Higgs is now seeing patients at Prosser Orthopedic Center, providing sports medicine and orthopedic care. His services include arthroscopic surgery, sports injuries treatment, shoulder instability, rotator cuff and replacement surgery, knee reconstruction, and more. To schedule an appointment with Dr. Higgs, call Prosser Orthopedic Center at 509-786-5599 or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away, Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
It's time to lose your generic weather app. Scan this QR code to download the Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app. It's the app you need from the team you trust.
The Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app, only from Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Live is like a warm hug. They're imposing a 3-minute limit on hugs.
Too long.
Next live, Colin Farrell plus Ava Mendez.
That was like, what, 4 seconds?
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. It's going to be cooler compared to yesterday, but still about 5 degrees warmer than normal. Also windier compared to yesterday. Peak gust around 40 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. We will have some haze for this morning. I'm thinking it's going to clear out as we head into the afternoon. Then in the Yakima Valley, also light haze, partly cloudy skies, highs in the mid-80s, and those peak gusts around 25 miles per hour. In the lower Columbia Basin, highs around 90, and we'll have some peak gusts around 25 to 30 miles per hour. For the Blue Foothills, Morrow County foothills, low 80s, mid to upper 80s in the foothills of Umatilla and Walla Walla counties, then 60s and 70s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Could have a few showers or thunderstorms today in the Blue Mountains, but in between the mountain ranges, we should keep it dry. Okay, here is today's vegetation dryness forecast, and remember that all of these levels have been adjusted per typical dryness for each microclimate. So we're seeing a lot of orange on this map. What does that mean? That means an elevated level of vegetation dryness in the Cascades, in the upper Yakima Basin, in the Kittitas Valley, in the Yakima Valley, in the lower Columbia Basin, and Blue Foothills, and for the northern Blues as well. Now, as we head into the beginning of next week, temperatures are going to get much hotter. That means our vegetation is going to be even more stressed out. It's going to dry out even more. So I wouldn't be shocked if we saw vegetation dryness go back up to either critical or the significant level. But more on those temperatures. I'll tell you just how hot we'll be at the beginning of next week, coming up in a few minutes.
You know what that sound means? That means it is time for one of our favorite parts of the week, Operation Best Friend.
That's right. Today we're introducing you to a sweet boy named Sakti. So Sakti means power or strength in Hindi, and once you see him in action, you'll understand why that's his name.
This dog is a tug-of-war champion who loves playing with other dogs. He's respectful around cats and also brings a balanced energy that fits perfectly in most homes.
All right, let's meet him.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Houses, Christine Connolly Realtor, and by Manthite Group Cross Country Mortgage.
I'm Elizabeth Narman with the Pipple Pen, and this is Sakti. And Sakti is a 1-year-old bully type mix. And he is neutered and vaccinated and microchipped and ready to meet his forever family. Sakti is very happy, playful, friendly, and he is good with other dogs, and he loves people, and he would love a fenced yard. He would love a place to play and lots of space to run. Sakti was found in January outside of city limits, and the finder was able to get him into his car and got him home and searched very hard to try to find his original owners. Wasn't able to get him into a shelter because they were full. So he is available here to find his forever people. Clearly, he is not an aggressive dog. He's very friendly and loving, and that's a testament to the work that the finder has put in with him and the decompression time that he was allowed to have. His finder also worked with him on house manners and basic commands, and Sakti is currently adept at sit and down and is well versed in basic skills, and he would be a great candidate for further training. As a young dog, he's extremely playful. He loves to play with toys, he loves to play outside, and he loves to play with other dogs and run around. If you're interested in making Sakti a member of your family, you can find all of his information on our website, and you can also check out our Facebook page.
His little picture at the end there looks like he's waiting for food, or someone was like, here's a treat, just, stay still. Puppy energy,
so
I love it.
You guys met him yesterday, right?
I passed by him. They were filming, so
we
I
had
didn't
a
wanna
face-to-face. We established a rapport. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's a sweet boy.
Buddies?
Yeah.
Good. All right. Still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Your morning sprint's coming up. Everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. And of course, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will be back with your full first alert forecast as we give you that beautiful live look outside this morning from our Legends Casino and Hotel Sky Camera at Richland's Columbia Point. It is 6:45 and we're back after the break.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to beat their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
For decades, CG Public House has been known for fresh, chef-inspired meals and seasonal specialty menus. When the weather's right, enjoy patio dining with dog-friendly amenities that make everyone feel welcome. Pair your favorite dishes with handcrafted cocktails and premium local wines for the perfect dining experience. Don't miss the Pendleton Beef Prime Rib, served every Friday and Saturday. And be sure to finish with a slice of our famous homemade pie. Join us to make CG Public House your favorite dine-out.
Throw away your distance and reading glasses. Join Drs. Kopstein and King for a free live webinar this Thursday at noon and find out if RLE is right for you. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
The 4th of July sale is on now at More Furniture with red, white, and blue savings in every department. Just in time for summer entertaining, family gatherings, and holiday celebrations. During the 4th of July sale, you'll get our very best offer. No money down, subtract the sales tax, and absolutely no interest until July 2026. Plus, you'll get free white glove delivery and will remove and donate your gently used pieces locally. Visit your local More Furniture where everyone gets more for less.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Form or function? Should we push the timeline? Will it hold?
Should we outsource? What do you think?
Do you engineer it to work? Or design it to move? give them what they want.
It needs to be taller, faster,
Even cheaper. Or take things to new places. You've got to build the right team. No, that's the one. Revise it, redo it, develop it. Keep pushing until it's right.
Introducing the business card that gives back all you put in. The new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
A flight over the golf course at Birch Creek. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a little bit hazy to start, but as we head into the afternoon, the haze should start to disperse out there in bulk. Otherwise, we're going to have partly cloudy skies and a chance for some thunderstorms in the Blue Mountains for today, also up in the Palouse. High temperature is going to be cooler technically as opposed to yesterday, but still 5 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. 80s and 90s for lower elevations, 60s up in the Cascades, 60s and 70s for the Blues. Winds already starting to pick up for this morning, but that's only going to exacerbate after 3 p.m. Peak gust at this point, and again, that main time frame 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., but peak gust around 35 miles per hour in Lexington and Heppner, 40 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. That's where we'll see the windiest conditions. Elsewhere, it'll be a bit breezy. For tonight, partly cloudy skies in general. Could have a few showers straggling in the Blue Mountains. Also a few additional showers up in the Cascades, but in between the mountain ranges, it's going to be dry. Skies partly cloudy for the most part, and overnight lows not as mild as what we're seeing for this morning, but still pretty mild out there. 50s for lower elevations, and then 40s for the Cascades, 40s and 50s in the Blues. For tomorrow, another round of winds, kind of a similar setup compared to today. It's going to be breezy or windy to start, but that peak time frame, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m., and the windiest conditions, once again, places like Lexington, Heppner, and in Ellensburg, elsewhere, still dealing with some breezy weather. And the breeze is picking up because a cold front is passing. That's going to drop our high temperatures down by about 5 degrees. And on Thursday, keeping it pretty seasonal through Saturday. Sunday is going to be the transitional day, and then around 100 degrees in the Tri-Cities for Monday and Tuesday, about 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Now keep in mind, this is still 6 to 7 days out. These numbers subject to change, but early indications are that we could have our second heat wave of 2025. And our vegetation is going to be even more stressed out by the fact that we will have these little shower chances in the Cascades and Blues through Friday, but even that's going to drop off the map for Saturday and beyond. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Cooling off for Thursday through Saturday, the transitional day on Sunday, then highs near 100 for Monday and Tuesday. In Yakima, 80s through Saturday, low 90s on Sunday, then flirting with triple digits to start next week. In Ellensburg, windy through Friday, calmer winds, but hotter highs for Saturday through Tuesday, especially on Monday. In Hermiston, highs in the mid to upper 80s through Saturday, mid 90s on Sunday, then around 100 for Monday and Tuesday. Finally, for Walla Walla, certainly very warm through Saturday, hot for Sunday, then into heat wave territory at the start of next week. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, extreme heat warning. Here in New York, where parts of the region saw 100 degrees, many forced to work in these conditions, from outdoor services to emergency officials.
And mail delivery trucks like this one with USPS are sweltering. It says it's 106 degrees.
The call volume for even non-fires go up. So the amount of times members are getting dressed and undressed, by the time they actually get to a call, they could be dehydrated, already operating at a lesser than full capacity.
The FDNY says on hot days they see an increase in calls, from overheating wires and transformers to heat-related medical emergencies, creating a challenging environment for the rescue crews. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on the track and timing of when we'll get relief. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
How are folks 60 and older having fun these days?
Family cookouts.
Playing games.
Dancing in the park.
Lactate is 100% real milk, just without the lactose. Delicious, too. Just ask my old friend Kevin.
Nothing like enjoying a cold one while watching the game. Who's winning?
We are, my friend. We are.
Oh, weeding is the worst. But now, there's Spruce. You'll see visible results in 1 hour and dead weeds in 1 day. And it's safe for use around people and pets. Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer.
Now, the morning sprint.
It's 6:53. It's time for your morning sprint. We want to start off with your national headlines. The Senate could be voting this week on President Trump's sweeping domestic policy legislation. One sticking point is Medicaid, as the Senate plan could cut Medicaid more deeply than the House version. Another point of contention among Republicans is a provision raising the state and local tax deduction cap. The bill would extend trillions of dollars in tax cuts and also raise the debt ceiling.
And at 6:54, here are the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. The Barstow Road fire is nearly out. Crews telling us it's 97% contained. The wildfire started Saturday near Prescott. It's burned over 1,500 acres. Firefighters finished building containment lines just yesterday, and then they focused on mopping up hot spots. State crews will now officially turn the scene back over to Walla Walla County and return home this morning. And a shoplifting case out of Kennewick led police to find 2 suspects with more than $2,000 worth of stolen goods from multiple local stores, including Target. Officers say Seth Walliser and his accomplice Jessica Usmanova were caught at a motel with all the items, things such as e-bikes and vacuums. Both have been booked into the Benton County Jail. And if you spotted people shooting birds near Horn Rapids this week, it was legal research. Deputies responded to the calls about people firing at waterfowl in the Yakima River, but turns out they were Yakima Nation biologists working under a federal permit to harvest specific birds like pelicans to help protect local salmon populations.
And after more than a decade, Hellfired Pizza in Kennewick has closed, and the spot was once known as the Rockwood Fired Pizza before it rebranded. The owner says financial challenges led to the shutdown despite its efforts to rebuild and retain staff. And we're told the space is now available for lease.
And the Benton County Fairgrounds is getting a major upgrade. A multi-million-dollar remodel is underway, starting with a new parking lot with lighting, followed by a $12 million upgrade to the arena. That will happen after this year's fair. The goal is to double seating capacity, improve accessibility, and preserve the site's historic character. All right, 6:55 trending this morning. A bear and a gorilla beat the heat at Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago.
So the zoo provided crushed ice for Birch, the black bear, who enjoyed munching and pawing it.
The zoo also provided a hanging popsicle for Umande, who's a western lowland gorilla. It was made from diluted juice, sugar-free Kool-Aid, and fresh herbs.
That sounds good. Yum. The zoo says each animal with an outdoor habitat has the choice to be indoors or outdoors. The outdoor habitats have cooling features like streams, shade, and rocks, even with air conditioning.
That's so cute. Okay, I wish someone would give me a Kool-Aid drink and ice outside, you know, because it's getting hotter and hotter.
It is. The temperatures are rising again, which I like.
Yeah, what's y'all's favorite? What's your favorite kind of way to consume Kool-Aid? Because you have the twist off tops. There's the pouches. There's the powder. You know.
I haven't had Kool-Aid since I was a
versatile.
kid. I know. I need the commercial though, the old commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's the way I like to do it.
Heck yeah.
Well, that's what the heat's going to do to us next week. It's just going to kind of kick through the wall.
I like the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah, as we're going to be up around 100 in the Tri-Cities. Now for this morning, a little bit of thin wildfire smoke out there. We're not seeing any significant reductions to air quality, but you will notice it up in the skies. Now on the temperatures for this morning, already 71 for the Tri-Cities, 71 for Hermiston, 73 up towards the Hanford side. So yeah, it's going to be one of those days out there, and the gusts already starting to pick up, especially for the Kittitas Valley, the lower Columbia Basin and Blue Foothills, and we will see the winds only go up from here, especially after 3 p.m. So for today, highs in the 80s and 90s for lower elevations, but like I mentioned, that triple-digit heat looms for the beginning of next week.
And thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's applevalley.newsnow.com.
Good Morning America's up next. We'll be back tonight with your local news and weather at 5.
Have a great day.